Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host, Suttles, and before we get started, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button. Make sure you click that like button. YouTube always likes it. And be sure to leave your comments in the comment section. I want to hear what you got to think about this next subject. So without further ado, let's get it. Finally, the Giants have returned to the playoffs. We are in the playoffs. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is a Giants fan, yeah. Oh, you the playoffs. You're calling the I know. Our team is in the playoffs, baby. I already know. Big time, we there. We are in the playoffs. We are no longer the bottom of the barrel type organization. We are back to where we are supposed to be. And they put a licking on the Indianapolis Colts, 38-10. And this is the Daniel Jones that I can get behind. This is the Daniel Jones that I've been wanting to see. This is the Daniel Jones that I want to see moving forward, and he can be our franchise guy. Now, I'm still on the boat, as in he needs to come back next year. I'm not saying that he's going to be the next guy for 5, 10, 15 years, but what I am saying is this. Daniel Jones is playing some damn good ball. It looks like that he's finally getting the concepts of what Kafka and what Dable want him to do. He's understanding the offense. He's going through his reads. He's being patient. He's letting the game come to him. The game is slowing down to him where he knows what he wants to do. It's not so fast that he's so jittery. That is what I like about what's going on with Daniel Jones. And he's playing his best ball at the end of the season, right when we need it, just like everybody else. Just like this defense is playing its best ball when we need it. Now, the postseason is upon us. We may be able to get a run in, or we may not. But at the end of the day, this was a rebuild year. And I wanted to see, when we were 6-2, when the expectations changed and guys was like, we should be making the playoffs, what the Giants was going to do. And they stepped up and they prevailed. Daniel Jones, this game, he had a monster game, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. He put the team on his back and he said, y'all want to go to the playoffs? I got you. Just follow me and I will lead you to the promised land. And that's what he did. This game was just so fun to watch. The defense took over this game. Landon Collins caught a pick 6, returned it for 52 yards. That was crazy. Kayvon Thibodeau got another sack and doing snow angels next to Nick Foles while Nick Foles is gasping for air, pointing at his ribs. That is how fun this game was to watch. It was an absolute dominating performance, which we needed to put on moving into the playoffs, because if you're going to be that playoff team, a team like the Colts should not be in your league. A team like the Colts should not even be close to you or near even think that they should be on the field with you, and that's how we approached it today. I know MetLife Stadium was wild. I mean, the vibe was crazy even when I was just watching it and I was just tasting the playoffs. We are in the playoffs, Giants fans. So rejoice. Feel good about this season. Feel good about everything. We made it to the playoffs. Now moving forward to next week. The Eagles lost. So the Eagles need that game to be the number 1 seed. If any Giant fans are saying, hey, we should sit this player, we should sit them for the playoffs, hell no. Don't sit nobody. This team is playing its best ball. You want to keep everybody in there. You want to keep the rotation. You want to keep their repetitions up high, because everybody is on a vibe right now, which you need to go into the playoffs. And plus, just win the game. Just go ahead and beat the Eagles, because you want to know why? They need that number 1 seed. They need it so that Jalen Hurts and their team can actually get some more rest. You do that, you beat them, and let's say Minnesota wins. Minnesota takes that number 1 seed. They take the number 2 seed, where they got to play the number 7 seed. The number 7, they will have to end up playing either a red hot Detroit Lions team, or they're going to play the Washington, who already beat them, who already has the playbook on how to beat them. So we need to go out there and we need to spoil their season, because they worked so hard to get that number one thing. We can spoil their season the same way that they took our playoff berth in 2020, the same way that they took Devontae Smith in that same in that upcoming draft. The same way we could take that number one seed from them, and that is a crosstown rival, man. Well, not crosstown, but down the turnpike, whatever. But that is a rival. That's what we want to do to them. So keep them in and keep it going. Now, going forward to the playoffs, we are going to most likely be matched up against the 49ers. A lot of people are scared of them. Me, typically, I am not. Because even though they have the number one defense, even though they have the number one pass rush, and even though they have the most likely going to be the defensive player of the year, Nicky Bosa, I feel confident that Kafka and Dable will be able to get Daniel Jones the time that he needs, maybe doing a little bit of quick passing and making sure that this offense can move. It may not move that much, but I do believe Daniel Jones playing the way that he's playing, I believe that he can get this defense, he can catch them off guard and put up some points. The interesting thing about this team is that I am more interested in our defense going up against their offense, because even though their offense have weapons, we still have to understand they have a Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy at the quarterback position. Our pass rush is revving up. Our defense is looking good. If we're getting Adoree Jackson back, and we got McKinney back today, so he's going to play next week and then going into the playoffs, so he's going to be more, he's gonna have more stamina and everything, ready to play a full game. I don't know if our defense is gonna let up on anything, because he's never seen Wink Martindale's blitzes. He's never seen the confusion of what Wink Martindale can do. And he's a Mr. Irrelevant. This is not a first rounder or anything. So that's gonna be the interesting thing about it. But moving on, we are in the playoffs. So Giants fans, celebrate bringing in the new year with a playoff berth. We are here and we are here to stay. But do we have another run in us when we get to the playoffs? I don't know. That's going to be foreseen. But until next time, I'm out.